Hey, fiancé freaks, I'm Sam.
I'm Emily, and this is 90 Day Fiancé Freaks. Sammy, why is Chris always around? He's never not there. He's always around.
Well, I mean, he does live there.
Oh, that's right. He lives there in his bachelor pad with Joshua, not his apartment with Elise.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It is problematic that Chris is always there. We see, Josh talking to Chris about everything that's going on with Elise first thing in the morning, it seems.
That's literally the opening scene of this episode is Josh and Chris giving a rundown of what happened the night before with Nat at the bar and Elise's outburst.
And then Elise comes out of the room. She is actually pretty embarrassed. Josh is pissed. Chris is there.
Elise is so embarrassed. She's so apologetic. She comes in sheepish, tail between her legs, apologizing multiple times. Josh isn't really accepting her apology immediately.
Yeah, he's still pretty cold. He's still pretty hesitant. Do we blame him?
No, absolutely not.
That was kind of crazy. That was wild behavior. It's going to take a minute.
It was pretty out there. We already know that Elise is outgoing. She's spontaneous. And I think that those are the positive sides of that. And the other side of the coin is what we saw go down with Nat at the bar the night before.
Ooh, that's a really good point. It's double-edged sword situation. Yeah.
Yes, I definitely think so. I will give her props for apologizing right away. I mean, who knows what happened the rest of that night, but at least by the next morning, clear-headed, they got some sleep. She apologized. She knew right away, I need to apologize.
And it did seem genuine, right? I thought
it did.
No.
Yeah, I think it did. It was. Do you also wonder if she knows what she's doing? Almost in as much as manipulating the situation a little bit, getting a rise out of Joshua. I mean, in a sense, you can't blame her. She's tried other things. She's tried talking to him about Nat. She's tried just being straightforward, upfront. Look, I'm uncomfortable with your relationship with Nat. So now she's thinking, you know what? Let me try another angle.
Damn, okay. I mean, I kind of do blame her. That was that was a scene. That was a scene.
Yeah.
And it makes you worried if you're Josh that when else is this going to happen? This could happen at the drop of a hat. Who knows?
Definitely. And it makes sense as to why he wouldn't want her to meet his son.
Why would she want to meet his son? What's going on here? What? She barely knows the man. They just met. She's got the Nat issue. Can we work through some of these things before we bring a kid? Why is she trying to meet his son already?
I see your point. Also, she's traveled all the way to Australia, Sammy. She wants this to be a real relationship. She's wants to be in it for the long haul. She wants to get engaged. She's on 90 Day Fiancé. So, of course, she wants to meet his son.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like it's too soon. Too soon.
Oh, it is absolutely too soon, but that is the nature of these 90-day relationships. It's always a little too soon. It has to be too soon. It has to be too fast. That's a long-ass way to travel. Who knows when she'll get back to Australia? Now's her chance.
True.
I don't know. I mean, your point is absolutely valid as well. They barely know each other.
He seems willing, though. He says he'll get on a video call with him.
Yes, a video call. So Elise wants to meet the son in person, and Josh compromises with a video call, which that's still meeting him, especially for the level of their relationship, I think.
Yeah, I just want to know what we're going to say in this video call. Is this his friend? That's fine. Jump on a video call with a friend who's hanging out with you. Great. Are we going to say this is my fiance? We'll see how that plays out.
I see what you mean. How will Josh describe who Elise is in his life?
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, they wake up that morning. Elise apologizes profusely. Then they go to the zoo. They see chlamydia koala.
Now, did this exact koala have the chlamydia, or is this just a fun fact about koalas in general that they can obtain chlamydia?
Unclear.
Okay.
What do you think?
I just felt bad for this particular koala. Like, what are the HIPAA rights for koalas here? We're just outing this poor koala on his STIs on national television? Did he consent to this?
He was such a cute little koala, too. I loved all those shots we got of that adorable koala.
That was really cute. And again, followed by more apologies from Elise. Koalogies?
Shall we say koalogies?
Koala apologies? Okay, stop.
There were
Sorry.
profuse koala apologies going on. Josh lets us know that he's falling for Elise. Is he, Sammy?
Bullshit. I call bullshit. No.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about that. Josh is pretty damn good at being vulnerable, but is it genuine vulnerability?
Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen.
So after the zoo, they head to that giant vacation house in the Blue Mountains that Elise booked for them.
Absolutely gorgeous. Take me there. I want to see that beautiful house, that hot tub, the view.
It looked so nice, and it was a super sweet gesture that Elise knew that Josh had always wanted to go to the Blue Mountains, and even being from Australia, he had never had the chance to go there, and she knew that and booked this vacation for them, this little mini vacation within a vacation. That was cute. That was thoughtful.
It was thoughtful, and they both mentioned that Josh hadn't been there. He seemed touched by it, and she had remembered that that was something he wanted to do. I love that. And she even takes it a step further, cooks him dinner.
Opens a bag of salad. Wow, Elise, great cooking skills.
Listen, it was Elise against that bag of dressing, and I'm afraid that bag of dressing won.
Dressing jizz all over her face.
Caesar splooge.
Hey, we were all thinking it. Gotta be said out loud. Elise's just childlike, cute, playful energy in this scene was really refreshing to see. Throwing the pasta at the wall, except it was penne.
She can be super cute and almost self-deprecating. She handled it well. She handled it well.
That's a really good way to describe it, yes. And she even pointed out that Josh is there for it when she's acting silly, when something goofy happens, or maybe she's a little bit clumsy. Josh laughs it off. He goes along with it. He doesn't take anything too seriously, which I feel like they're a really good match in that way.
They do have a fun dynamic. I agree. Another fun dynamic that we're getting a real close-up of is Laura and Beer Khan and Michael.
The three of them.
The three of them. My goodness. There's a lot to unpack here, Emily. Where do we even begin?
Well, Beer Khan's on the waterfront reflecting on their entire relationship, all the new information he's learned from Michael about the fact that Laura is actually the one who put the moves on Michael, not the other way around, which Laura maybe led Beer Khan to believe. I'm not sure if she led him to believe that, but she definitely did not tell him that she is the one who put the moves on Michael. So Beer Khan's sitting there by the water, just contemplating all of this new information.
And Laura comes up and first of all, he says, honesty is a big deal for me. Since when, Beer Khan? You haven't told this woman about your debt, about your gambling, about who knows what else, but honesty is a big deal for him. Okay, fine. The way they go back and forth about whether or not this is a little thing It's a little thing. It's
Yes.
not a little thing. It's a little thing. Is it a little thing, Emily?
No, it's not a little thing. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Laura. Beercon's right. I don't think it's a little thing. What do you think?
That's tough. I don't think it's a big thing.
Okay. Okay. Is it a medium thing?
It's a medium thing. It's a thing. I do know it's a thing.
Yes. I think that Laura is treating it as if it's not even a thing.
Sure.
It might not be as big of a thing as BeerCon wants us to think it is and as he's making it to be, but it's certainly not nothing.
Absolutely right. I agree with that. She's almost dismissive. And I think he just wants a little bit of validation that,
Yes.
oh shit, okay, let me process this for a minute. That's a different scenario than I had pictured. And Michael ends up saying that in the end. He asks Laura, he said, well, did you agree with him that, yeah, that's, disturbing, or that's kind of an issue? And she says, no, I didn't. And he said, well, Laura. So even Michael can see that. Laura is just a little obstinate, I feel like, in this moment.
Yes, I think you're right. I think she doesn't want to admit she's wrong. Honestly, she is probably holding on to the realities of BeerCon not being totally honest with her. So, like you said just a minute or two ago, she's thinking, well, he hasn't been totally honest with me, and I've given him quite a lot of grace. Why isn't he giving me the same for something honestly smaller? It was a year ago. She tried to kiss her friend. Yeah, it's a thing, but is it as big a thing as I have a gambling problem? What was it? 50,000 USD in debt? No, it was not as big a thing of this current large issue in BeerCon's life compared to a past romantic interest. I mean, yeah, she's still best friends with the guy. So it is a thing, so I think maybe those were some of the thoughts that were going through her head. What do you think?
I think you're right about all of that. I think also there's maybe an element of embarrassment. That's kind of an embarrassing story for Laura. For a new man that she's wanting to seduce and she's wanting to impress, and she's just going to mention that, oh, my best friend, I made a move on him and he rejected me, but you should love me and find me attractive. That's a little embarrassing, isn't it? Or you would feel embarrassed. Not that it is embarrassing.
Yes, it's definitely embarrassing, which once again makes me question just Laura's choices. I mean, Michael's a huge part of your life, a huge part of your story. You're going on 90 Day Fiancé. Michael's probably coming to Turkey. These are things you probably know before filming starts. Tell BeerCon this historical fact before filming. Otherwise, it's coming out in film. Like, have you seen the show? Shit comes out.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is I think she was embarrassed to tell him. That doesn't make you seem desirable to someone you've never met who you're trying to seduce, right? So she was embarrassed to tell him.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just one of those things that it's going to come out one way or the other. Yes, it is embarrassing. Sure. Tell him before filming starts. Otherwise, you're telling him and the millions of viewers of this show.
And you could kind of take ownership of it and spin it a little bit, maybe just so that you do seem more desirable in the situation.
Right. It's all about how you frame it, how you deliver it. We've talked about this before. The delivery of that difficult information can really make or break the situation for you. I don't think that it warranted BeerCon saying, he is a good guy. Turns out you are not so good.
Oh.
That was a little harsh, BeerCon.
That was harsh. And also it was super harsh for him to say. Didn't he at one point tell her, shut up and listen?
He did. And that was a boundary for Laura. It was obvious that, oh, hell no. This is a line. Mm-mm. This is a hard line. And if anyone crosses this, BeerCon or anyone, honestly, she's not going to take that.
She immediately says, don't. Just don't. And
yeah,
I agree. That is a hard line for her. That is a boundary. Good for her. I don't think people should be telling anybody to shut up and listen. He's heated. He's upset about what he's heard. I understand. But she also at one point tells him to grow up.
Yes.
And he says, you wanted a young husband.
I mean, I don't know what's right. They're both right. Birkan could grow up a little bit, and Birkan's young. What do you expect?
And she brought it upon herself, like he said. She wanted it.
Okay, so can we analyze the move that Laura made on Michael, though? We have to talk about the details of that. 1 year ago, they were drunk on the couch. They were watching TV. This is all described by Laura, is describing this scene. They were basically on top of each other, she said. She said she tried to kiss Michael. He said, no, that's not happening. The biggest part of this that I cannot forget is that Laura and Michael never talked about it.
Never talked about it.
This whole thing happened a year ago. They're best friends. They hang out all the time, pickleball, kayaking, whatever else. And they've never, ever talked about it. What does that mean?
I can only assume it was the alcohol, that they are both just decided, okay, because that's the only way you get to not talk about it, is to say we were both drunk. We're both just going to pretend it didn't happen, because who knows how drunk the other person was. If you're both sober, you gots to talk about it.
That's a really good point. Blame it on the alcohol. But I can't help but think of the expression, a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts.
Ooh, okay. And actions.
And actions in this situation. So the fact that they didn't talk about it, I think, is indicative of those deeper feelings that they both have. Because then later on, okay, so that move happened a year ago. And then later on, of course, Laura goes to Michael's hotel and has this one-on-one conversation with Michael. Michael claims he has no feelings for Laura, although he does say there are a lot of layers there.
Mm-hmm. He does not say, Emily, that he has no feelings for Laura. He does not say that.
Yeah.
And I think he is very careful about his choice of words. He specifically alludes to the fact that that can't happen, or he doesn't want that to happen. But he doesn't say, I don't have feelings for her. And he almost hesitates when he says it, so that you can tell he was choosing his words. Because my immediate thought was, okay, so there's some reason other than you having feelings for her that this can't happen. Whether that's your own stuff or your fear or whatever he talked about in the beginning episodes. But I noticed that he did not say he has no feelings for her. He has never once said, I don't have those feelings for her. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You are absolutely right. He's definitely alluding to issues he's having within himself as the reason why they can't be together.
1000%. That's how I'm taking it anyway.
So Michael is the one who tells Laura that she needs to apologize to Birkan.
Well, because Laura stormed off. So they have that conversation and Birkan says, I wish I'd never met you. And Laura takes that to heart. She says, she just storms off. She's so mad about him saying that. And yes, she has a conversation with Michael. What struck me about this conversation, Emily, was when he said, in 2.5 weeks, you couldn't convince him that I'm not a threat. Okay.
Like, no, Michael, because you've been Laura's best friend for how many years? And you guys got drunk and she tried to make out with you and you never talked about it?
Exactly. So true.
So I don't know what Michael's getting at. He wants their friendship because he thinks that by giving Laura this good advice about what she seemingly wants to have a relationship with Birkan work out, Michael is putting himself in the position of being the friend who gives good advice. He can see the situation a little bit zoomed out. He can see, Laura, you need to apologize. You didn't take ownership for the fact that you didn't tell Birkan the truth about our history. And so he's trying to be in the position of being her good friend, which he is. I mean, he is her good friend. They're best friends. He also thinks you should marry your best friend.
So you're saying he's purposely friend zoning himself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So he's just trying to make it so that his feelings can never come to fruition. Because he does say, I don't want more.
He's self-sabotaging in a way.
But again, he
Right.
doesn't say, I don't have feelings for you. He just says, I don't want more.
There's no fucking way he doesn't have feelings for her. Come on. We all know. We all know he has feelings for her, right? But is he ever going to admit it? Who knows? Maybe after the show.
Maybe at the tell-all.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Laura goes down to the lobby of Michael's hotel, calls BeerCon, wants to meet up. Her tone in that phone call is apologetic, even if she doesn't apologize right then. It's obvious from her tone, that phone call, she's trying to make peace. She wants to get past this with BeerCon. BeerCon's response? Not today. He says, not today. Okay, Zied.
No, okay, BeerCon from the first couple episodes who just wanted to watch TV in the nice room. I think he's just got a date with the TV again and the couch.
Oh my gosh, there is absolutely no question of that. But it also reminded me of when Emma tried to come clean to Zied about her relationship with Mohammed. So now suddenly Laura and BeerCon have entered this realm of just playing games with each other. Laura wants to apologize, but BeerCon's not ready to accept the apology. When BeerCon, let's see what happens. But when BeerCon's ready to accept the apology, is Laura really going to give it? Much like the Emma and Zied situation, Emma wanted to come clean. Zied wasn't ready to hear it. Then when Zied asked about it, Emma was like, I'm not giving that.
A little dance. A little.
Yeah.
See,
playing games.
I don't know. I see it differently. I think BeerCon just needs the time and space to process. It's been a lot. He wants to be alone. He wants to process if he can handle what he's found out. I think it might also be a test. Of where's Laura gonna sleep if not with me? Does she stay? Does she stay in Michael's room?
I did not think of it that way. Wow, that's pretty smart. If that is a test, that's pretty smart because she's already at Michael's hotel. Michael's in town. Laura says she's going to have to get a room. So,
which
I'm
doubt sorry.
It. I don't think she's going to stay with Michael. What do you think?
Well, I'm sorry. Why is she getting a room? Did she not pay for the Airbnb that he is watching TV in right now? He can go find somewhere to stay if he doesn't want to stay with her. I'd be like, I'm coming back to the apartment I paid for. I would love to have a conversation with you. If you don't want to have that conversation, Michael is in room 203 at the...
Go sleep in Michael's spare bed.
I'm sensing a bromance brewing, Emily. Mark my words.
Oh my gosh. One can dream. That would be so funny.
Michael does have some good, I don't know if it's advice or one-liners or whatever we could call them, but he says the opposite of love is apathy.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And he says the relationship is more important than the argument.
You know what, Sammy? I just think Forrest and Sheena could be happy no matter where they are, no matter what's going on, wrapped in giant banana leaves on the waterfront. It starts raining directly on their unprotected faces. They don't care. They're not complaining. They're happy. They talk about how much they love the rain.
Why are they wearing clothes? What is the point of the banana leaves? This is a genuine question. Why did the banana... And I think Forrest even asks that too.
Do you think they're supposed to be in swimsuits? Or like underwear?
Yeah, like a massage or a spa treatment. I feel like they were supposed to be...
Yeah.
The leaves are supposed to come in contact with your body for any benefits.
They're supposed to be on your bare skin.
It would seem. I don't know anything about banana leaf wraps, but...
Neither do I. And Sheena says this is a very unusual treatment because in her culture, banana leaves are normally used to wrap food. So it was strange. It was strange, but an adorable scene nonetheless.
So, so sweet. And at one point, is he talking about the thought of not being with Sheena and how happy he is with her, and that not being with her rips up my heart and tears it out of my soul? Oh.
Forrest! Every single one of their segments, not only Forrest, but Sheena too, both have lines like this that express their undying love for each other.
You know what we need, Emily? We need a calendar, a 365-day calendar with love quotes from Forrest and Sheena for every day.
Yes, we absolutely need that. We need an additional calendar with words of wisdom from Dev.
and Molly, of course.
And Molly's going to have, I don't know, the sexy quotes calendar.
I was going to say hers is going to have a suitable for age limit, but
yes. They don't want to separate. They're really in a predicament. Forrest can't afford to start the K1 process. He wants to stay. He has decided to stay in this scene.
And so he texts his mom that they did go to the immigration. What did you think was going to happen, Forrest? He seems somehow taken aback or confused that she's blowing up his phone with texts. Was he trying to bait her and leave her hanging? He just texts her that they went to an immigration attorney. She starts blowing up his phone. I just am picturing her and Dev back in the city alone, wondering what's happening, and she gets these texts. I don't blame her for blowing him up.
Yeah. I don't love her reaction. I just want her to be more supportive.
And so does Sheena. Sheena does not love her reaction, and she tells Forrest, grow up and be a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we get a scene outside the restaurant. Molly and Dev are out front talking about how they've been left in the dark, and Forrest and Sheena arrive. They pull up. The gang's back together.
Immediately tousles his hair, Emily. Just like does a little, was this like a dog pissing on its territory? Was she like
power play? 100% power play.
Thank you. Okay, I clocked that.
Yeah, and Sheena clocked it too.
Yes.
So they go inside. That really cool historical bamboo dance is going on, and of course Sheena gives us a full history of that. Love it.
Always. Thank you, Sheena. I'm again struck by how Molly can separate. She is so angry at Forrest and Sheena and nervous about what they're going to tell her, but she still appreciates the culture. She's still amazed by the restaurant, by everything around her. I just love that. It every time I see it, I get a kick out of it, because a lot of Americans would take their experience with one single person. So they would take their experience with Sheena and extrapolate that into the entire culture, and they would be on guard and on edge and just dismissive and cynical about the entire culture and all the people. But Molly is not doing that. She can see the separation of this family drama and the Philippines as this beautiful, amazing place she gets to explore.
Yes, we really see her multidimensionality. She's not one thing or another. We know that she's a hammer, she's hard-headed, she wants to be in control, but we also know that she's goofy and silly. She's
a sex vixen.
Yep, that's right. It's so true. And she is very appreciative of Sheena's knowledge. Every time Sheena comes in with this extremely articulate historical knowledge, Molly is listening closely and eating up every word. Love that.
So she can appreciate things about Sheena that are not directly related to Forrest.
Yes, and it's nuanced, it's complicated. Molly wants Forrest to have love. She wants him to find his person. I don't think she thinks it's not Sheena. I think it's just fucking complicated.
It's so complicated.
I think that on so many deep levels, Molly loves Sheena. I really do. It's just fucking complicated.
I hope so. I really hope you're right about that. You know what she does love and it's not complicated, is the fact that they finally had sex. She says, "You had sex, didn't you? About time."
Sheena is so uncomfortable.
We're all so uncomfortable, Emily.
She's all about describing it in deeper terms. She says, our souls connected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Molly's just about that nookie, 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 bang, bang, bang.
And Dev's just standing there waiting. He's like, yep, let's do this. Right next to her, silent.
I think I'm going to take that little sound bite and make it my ringtone for my partner. Anytime they text me, it's like, nookie, 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 bang, bang, bang.
Molly would be so honored.
I hope so. I hope so. She says, "I'm glad you're both de-virginized."
Yes, she does. She does say that.
But then they go on to have a conversation about Forrest staying in the Philippines.
Forrest does not just come out and tell her what's going on. Molly has to dig. She's, come on, Forrest, spill the beans. What's going on? What are your plans? What are you guys thinking? You met with the immigration officer. I feel like Forrest and Sheena are deer in headlights. I mean, they know they're going to have to tell her. They're going into this conversation knowing we're going to tell her our plans. But the way that Molly still has to dig it out of them.
Yeah, I would also be a deer in the headlights. No amount of preparation can prepare you for that dinner. And I don't even remember what Sheena said, but at one point Sheena jumps in and they zoom in on Molly's face and she says, "What's that shit that just came out of your mouth?"
She said that we made this decision together.
What's that shit that just came out of your mouth, Emily? Damn, it was getting heated up in there.
That was hardcore. I'm pretty sure it was literally just Sheena saying, Forrest and I have decided this together.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Molly doesn't accept that. She still thinks Sheena is manipulating Forrest. Because then she goes so far as to say, I trust my son. I trust Forrest. And she outright says, I don't trust you, Sheena.
And again, the question remains, is she justified in that? I don't know. I'm on the fence as usual.
Really? They've been together for over 7 years.
But Sheena does keep telling these sort of truths and manipulating the conversations. I'm just saying I can see where Molly has some trust issues with her.
Skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But I call bullshit that she trusts Forrest.
Yeah.
I don't think she trusts either of them. I don't think it's because Forrest has lied to her. I think it's because he's her baby boy and she doesn't trust him to make his own grown-ass decisions.
Yeah, I agree. So let's make a prediction. Is Forrest going to stay in the Philippines with Sheena, or is he going to go home with Molly and Dev?
Jeez. I want him to stay, but he's going home. He's going home.
I want him to stay, but he's going home. Verbatim, same words, same thought, Sammy.
Emily, you and Trisha's dad are on the same wavelength. You completely predicted what Trisha's dad called Rick out for. They sit him down to have this conversation, and he says to Rick, "You're trying to say your best to get our daughter."
Yeah.
Which is what you said, that Rick's just going to say whatever he needs to say. He's going to say yes about the kids just to keep dating Trish.
Which he did.
And the dad calls him out. But then, I'm sorry, Rick was bullied into it, Emily.
Oh my God, Rick, why? Why are you the way you are? Stop it.
That's a whole nother episode.
Oh, Rick felt bullied. Oh, poor baby. No, Rick, you're the same age as her father. Nobody's fucking bullying you. Could you just grow a pair for once?
It was called an adult conversation where two men were looking you in the eye and asking for a straight answer. Not bullying.
No,
but
I don't know if he's fishing for sympathy from
yeah.
the viewer because he says this in the confessional. You ain't getting shit from us, Rick. No sympathy. None.
I actually shed a tear, Emily, at Trisha's joyful reaction.
Oh, Trisha's reaction. Please, Sammy, please. She was so happy. She was over the moon. She also was immediately skeptical. I mean, her happiness and her joy were at the forefront, but she is also wondering, wait, what changed suddenly? Because one of the first things she said in between her joy and elation was, what changed? How did you change your mind? Why did you change your mind so suddenly?
It broke my heart. It broke my heart to see her so happy about that. Oh.
I also think that this is somewhat of a cultural difference, just that Trish really takes this setting, this conversation seriously. She's sitting down with her dad, with her uncle in her hometown, at her multi-generational home. This is real. This is raw for Trisha. She's been contemplating this meeting for a long time, bringing Rick home to meet her dad. This is a big step for her. Rick is completely oblivious of this, or just, I want to say, willfully ignorant. He doesn't take it as seriously as she does. He knows he can say one thing and then maybe never see these people again just to appease the situation. And do you know what really put the last nail in the coffin for me with Rick?
Tell me. Tell me. Tell me.
When we find out just a little bit later in their segment that Rick was fucking texting the Colombian ex while he was at the family home. Okay, texting the ex is one thing, but doing it while he was at the family home, that means that, I don't know, 20 minutes before this conversation, an hour before this conversation, this serious conversation with Trisha's family, he's texting his ex.
I just, no, don't start. Don't start, Emily. I am so livid. The way this man looks down on her family's way of life is enraging. Enraging. Do you think that if this woman he was dating brought him to a Thanksgiving dinner in a nice suburb of some American city, dressed in, semi-casual wear, whatever it is, for a family dinner, he would act like this or have this attitude or respond like this? I don't think so. I think he just thinks he's above this way of life. He's above these cultural implications, and it is enraging. He's just sitting there texting his ex, probably sexting his ex. Let's be honest.
Probably under her dad's roof.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see that coming. The whole sex vacation and all of that. I don't know why. I should have seen it coming.
We should have seen it coming. What do you think about what he said, though? Because we see he said, some of the best times of my life were with you. And that's what really set Trish off.
He said that to the Colombian ex. I don't know. I think it's fucked up. What do you think?
Well, I don't think that sentence in and of itself is fucked up, because sure, you can have some of the best times of your life with someone and then no longer love them or fly to their country for a sexcation with them, right? You can still appreciate the time you had together. That sentence in and of itself was not problematic to me. It's the fact of, that he had just, again, been there with her, that he had clearly premeditated cheating on her. So it's the whole context. It wasn't what he said. It's the fact that, like you said, he is communicating with this ex that he cheated on Trish with under her father's roof. Have some standards.
So here's my question. Under what circumstances would it have been okay for him to send that text?
Maybe to his baby mama, who he doesn't have sex with anymore. And he's just like, hey girl, I really appreciate you. You're a great mom. Some of the best times I had were with you. Here's my new hot ass Malagasy queen. She'd be coming to the States. Right? Like, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just, you can appreciate the good times you had with someone. It doesn't negate, just because he had good times with the Colombian doesn't mean he's also not having the best times of his life with Trish. But again,
Really though, Sammy, I mean the best times. I hear you. The baby mama example, sure.
thank you.
Fine. Maybe. My indignation is toward Rick, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Imagining this. Not you, my dear.
Thank you for clarifying.
I don't know. The best times of my life implies one single time.
Sure. Okay.
The best
Sure. Okay.
is the one best. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, and I think I personally am missing here that carrying on any conversation with her, he should just shut it down. Hey, I am with, again, my Malagasy queen in her
Right.
village, meeting with her father. Probably not going to text you back. Just a quick little shut it down text.
or I don't know, if it were me, completely fucking block, unfollow, block, delete, erase from my history the person that you cheated on me with.
I will never understand because Trish seems like the full package. It's not like they're lacking in the sex life. It's not like she's emotionally unavailable. There's not, what is it about her that you need to be talking to anybody else? Is she not taking up enough of your time, Rick?
Right. I just don't think Rick is serious. I think that
He's a fuck
not
boy.
He's a fuck boy.
Mm.
Sammy, Lisa and Daniel, I don't know. I don't know, Sammy.
What don't you know, Emily?
Sammy, they're in the bed, okay? Lisa was a lesbian. Of course she wants oral sex. Daniel
Right.
is a Nigerian Igbo. Of course he's never given it. That's the definition of their relationship. Of course she is who she is. Of course he is who he is. How is this ever gonna fucking work?
Yeah, oh, well, it's not. So that's how. So I did not like Daniel's approach to this because obviously he's lying when he said, oh, well, when we're married, I'll give you oral sex.
Obviously he's fucking lying.
What? And Lisa believes him?
Lisa, Lisa, whatever, girl.
Well, because I didn't like his lie, but I didn't like her response. You better keep this promise. I've done so much for you.
Using it against him, weaponizing it.
That does not bode well for the entirety of their relationship because it's not just going to be this thing that she does that with. She's going to use everything. Well, you better do the dishes. Do you know how much I've done for you? Oh, well, you better get the oil changed. Do you know how much I've done for you? Oh, well, you better, it's always going to be, do you know how much I've done for you?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So she's packing her bags at the hotel. She does tell Daniel she can't send him money anymore.
Her reasoning for that was pretty sound, though. She said that it was because she has to pay for the visa and get things started to bring him to the States.
Yes, she said all of her extra money has to go toward the immigration lawyer.
I'm sorry, Lisa. You meant all of Faith and Juna's extra money, right? Okay. All right.
That's definitely what she meant.
Okay.
Daniel accepts this answer, and then he says, okay, honey, you can put all that money toward the immigration lawyer, but just be ready for when I call you and ask you for money because life in Nigeria is hard.
I want to be really mad about this. I don't know how hard life in Nigeria is, so I imagine him getting a job might be very difficult, but you can't tell me the man is trying. Is the man trying?
I mean, the first scenes we saw of him in the beginning episodes, we do see him working in construction, like building something with the bricks and stuff.
Oh, do we? Okay.
So maybe remember that. So I do think he's trying. I do think life is hard. What's funny to me is the way that he appeases Lisa and kind of says, yeah, honey, that's the way it's going to be. And then immediately says the complete opposite.
But if I call you, still send money. Okay,
Exactly. Right.
Daniel.
Exactly. Exactly.
But then when he's talking to the producers, he says something about he doesn't mind that Lisa can't send him money. He's just happy because she's doing his visa for him and not making him do it alone. And it's just giving a little green card vibes.
Absolutely giving green card vibes. The producers are clearly fishing for Daniel's reaction to Lisa leaving. How do you feel? She's leaving. What do you think? What do you think? And he kind of looks at them a little bit cross-eyed, a little bit side-eye. How do you think I feel? She's the woman who supports me. She's the woman who is processing my visa to go to the United States. I'm devastated she's leaving. Yeah, it's definitely giving green card vibes. So next, they're getting in the taxi. They're going to the airport to say goodbye. They are both so emotional. They start out crying, turns into sobbing.
They're a wreck. It's a mess.
They can't even say goodbye. They can't even leave each other. They have to fight over who's going to walk away first. Oh my gosh, he's wearing the t-shirt. The t-shirt that says, right. I'm taken. My wife gave me this shirt. What does it say?
Something like, don't look at me, I have a wife or something.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But she asked him.
He's begrudgingly wearing that shirt.
Yeah, because she asked him if he's going to wear it when she's gone. Lisa, of course he's not going to wear it when you're gone. Javon's going to put a ring on that finger, Emily.
Is he, though? Is he? Because he's not even going to buy a ring for $268 for a plain gold band.
She is pissed.
Can you blame her?
No, I cannot blame her.
I just can't believe they've been married for so long and she doesn't have a wedding ring.
Well, they go into this ring shop specifically to look at wedding rings because they're renewing their vows. Is that right?
Yes, they're going to renew their vows, so they naturally need a wedding ring.
And a couple $100. He says they've got to go talk about it. He's so grumpy when they leave the shop. She's not only upset about the ring, she's embarrassed. She's really embarrassed.
I think she's embarrassed in front of the jewelry shop owners.
Exactly, yep.
Well, first of all, they ask, oh, when's the wedding? When are you getting married? And Annalyn pretty sheepishly responds, oh, we're already married.
Awkward.
Right. Simple, plain gold band, Javon. That's all she's asking for.
I cannot believe that he didn't budget that into this trip. A couple $100 on an international vacation with your new wife. Really?
Okay, so do you think that he actually had to go check his bank accounts? As he said, he gave that as the reason why he wasn't going to buy it right then. He said, oh, I'll come back. I have to go check my accounts. Does he actually need to, Sammy? Or was that just an excuse to walk out of the store without buying the ring?
Of course it was just an excuse. He doesn't need to check his bank account. He just didn't want to have the conversation in front of those women, which I do appreciate that he wanted to get her in private. But maybe we have that conversation before we go to the store.
Right. Right. And Annalyn says, why would you bring me ring shopping if we're not going to buy a ring?
Yeah, or at least have that expectation. We're just going to window shop today. We're just going to try them on. We're going to try a few different places, see which one we like more, sleep on it. And, you know, the romantic in me would love to think that maybe Javon already has a ring, or maybe he's going to go back and get it and surprise her with a cute proposal. The watcher in me that has watched Javon for 17 episodes, no, that's not going to happen.
That was exactly what I was thinking. Maybe he really is going to go back and buy that ring. So let's make our predictions here. They're going to have their vow renewal ceremony. We saw previews of it. Do you think he's going to buy that ring or any ring? Do you think he's going to have a ring at that ceremony or not?
God, that's a good question that I do not know the answer to, but all I know is whether or not he has a ring, it will not be him that does anything romantic in procuring that ring. Anna Lynn might bulldoze him far enough back to the shop to get the ring, but I don't think he's going there romantically on his
and
own.
and then tuck it into his pocket the day of the ceremony.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lord.
Okay, next week on Before the 90 Days. Are Stick and Aviva using each other for a visa? Laura and BeerCon finally meet up. Annalyn and Javon renew their vows. Sheena has to defend her love for Forrest. Rick continues to betray Trisha.
Mm.
And Elise panics on a waterfall.
Oh, yeah. Wonder what's happening there. That'll be interesting. All right, friends and family edition of Couple Quick Questions this week, Emily. Michael.
All right, let's have it.
Is Michael what you expected?
Yeah, Michael's definitely what I expected.
Okay. I was a little bit surprised by some of his comments. He is very mild-mannered, but he had a few things to say, a few little quips, right? About Laura, if I wanted to be with her, she wouldn't be here. And a few of the things he says were a little bit more attitude than I expected out of Michael.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
Is BeerCon surprised by him?
No, I don't think so. I think BeerCon has seen Michael as a threat for a long time, since the beginning of their relationship. What I do think BeerCon is surprised by is what Laura did, is the fact that Laura is the one who came on to Michael. And I also do think that BeerCon was surprised when Michael told him that fact.
He seems to be coming around to Michael. Michael seems to be growing on him. So maybe he's surprised that Michael's not a horrible dude that's a super big threat necessarily. That Laura is the bigger threat to her own relationship.
Right.
Does Michael support the relationship?
Ooh. No.
Really?
Is he pretending to support the relationship? Yes.
Ooh.
Is he actually secretly in love with Laura? Yes, but not so
Ooh.
secretly because it's so fucking obvious. Yes.
How does he feel about Laura going on international travel?
I think he loves it. I think he was fishing for an excuse to also go on international travel. I mean, why the fuck else would he be there? It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't think it was the international part that was the problem. He was a little skeptical about her visiting BeerCon.
Yes. But he's happy she's in Turkey. He's so happy
True.
he went.
Would they 90 day?
Oh, yeah, I bet Michael would. I bet he would find an international love interest and go for it. I kind of hope he does, actually, now that I'm imagining that. That could be fun.
Okay, I'd be here for that. Where would you go?
I would love to go to the restaurant with the bamboo dance. That was a really cool performance. I would have loved to have seen that. And we didn't even talk about the spread of food on the table. Obviously, I would have loved to have eaten that.
I'll go with you. Let's go have dinner. Watch a show. Got a pretty simple 90-day takeaway this week, Emily. Grow up.
Wait, who?
Anyone, all of us, everyone. We heard it twice in this episode. We've heard it quite a bit this season. I just feel like we all need to grow up. Okay?
Wait, so we know BeerCon needs to grow up. Who else needs to grow up in this episode?
Forrest. Sheena says grow up and be a man.
Forrest. Yes, that's right. Pretty simple. We all just need to grow up.
And we don't need to say it, but obviously Rick needs to grow the fuck up, so.
Oh my God. Literally, Rick was the very first person I thought of. And Rick's one of the only characters who wasn't directly told to grow up. He's the one who needs it the most.
See, I thought Trish has told him to grow up.
Oh, yeah, she probably has.
She probably has. Well, toddler Lisa. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, we're all just growing up. Okay, grow up.
That's it, Fiancé Freaks. If you liked this episode, be sure to match our freak by subscribing, leaving a review, and following 90 Day Fiancé Freaks on social media for more.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.